Ling and Uranus create a formidable synergy in Mobile Legends, offering a combination of mobility, durability, and sustained damage that can overwhelm opponents in both early and late-game stages. While Uranus excels at soaking up damage and providing constant pressure in the front line, Ling can move swiftly to pick off vulnerable targets and disrupt the enemy's backline. In this video, we'll explore why they work so well together, how to leverage their strengths strategically, and the best item builds for each hero to optimize their performance. Uranus is a natural tank, able to absorb massive amounts of damage while regenerating health, making him a perfect frontliner. Ling, on the other hand, is a highly mobile assassin who thrives in the backline, picking off squishy heroes and quickly retreating. This complementary dynamic works perfectly because Uranus draws attention and tanks damage, while Ling can focus on assassinating high-priority targets with little fear of retaliation. Ling's mobility, thanks to his ability to traverse walls and roam quickly across the map, allows him to apply pressure to objectives like the Turtle and Lord, while Uranus maintains lane control and zoning. Ling can split push effectively, while Uranus can hold his ground in team fights or help secure objectives. This map control makes it difficult for enemies to contest objectives, giving your team a huge advantage. Uranus excels at staying in the fight for extended periods due to his passive skill, which regenerates health based on the number of stacks he builds from taking damage. This constant healing makes him a nuisance that enemies struggle to deal with over time. Meanwhile, Ling's mobility allows him to poke in and out of fights, constantly harassing enemies without getting caught. Ling's burst damage, especially with his ultimate, pairs well with Uranus' ability to stay in the fight and absorb hits. Ling can engage with his ultimate to deal AoE damage and displace enemies, while Uranus capitalizes on the chaos by disrupting enemy positioning. This combination makes it hard for enemies to focus on Ling without getting punished by Uranus. Focus on farming and getting buffs to accelerate Ling's jungle clear speed. Ling is reliant on his blue buff for energy regeneration, so make sure to secure it and avoid early battles until you've built enough damage to assassinate squishies. In the early game, Uranus should focus on dominating the lane by constantly regenerating health and harassing the enemy laner. Push your lanes safely, absorb damage, and keep regenerating health to maintain pressure. Uranus excels at zoning out opponents and can control objectives like the Turtle with his tankiness. Let Uranus take the front line during an early skirmish, drawing enemy attention while Ling roams for surprise attacks. Ling can come in after Uranus has initiated, dealing devastating damage to vulnerable backline heroes. By mid-game, Ling should have his core damage items. This is the time to focus on split pushing and hunting down isolated enemies. Use your mobility to constantly apply pressure on the enemy's side lanes while also being ready to engage in team fights. During mid-game team fights, Uranus will shine as a frontline disruptor. Use Uranus' tankiness to soak up damage and prevent the enemy from focusing on Ling. By constantly regenerating health, Uranus can maintain a presence in fights without being easily taken down. In mid-game, Ling should play the role of assassin and split pusher, while Uranus maintains presence in team fights. Their synergy comes into play when Uranus dives into the middle of the fight, soaking damage and forcing the enemy team to focus on him. Ling can then swoop in with his Tempest of Blades to eliminate weakened or distracted targets. At this stage, Ling becomes a killing machine. With the right items, Ling can quickly eliminate priority targets like enemy marksmen or mages. Use Ling's ultimate to avoid crowd control and reposition yourself to take out key targets. Uranus becomes an unkillable tank in the late game, capable of absorbing tons of damage while providing constant pressure on the enemy. He should focus on initiating team fights, absorbing damage, and zoning enemies away from objectives like Lord and Inhibitor towers. In the late game, the key to success with Ling and Uranus is coordination. Uranus should engage first, forcing the enemy to waste their abilities on him while Ling waits for the perfect moment to dive in and finish off the enemy's squishy backline. Ling's mobility and burst damage combined with Uranus' ability to soak damage make this combo hard to counter. Ling and Uranus combine durability and high mobility into a deadly duo that can dominate any stage of the game. With Ling's quick rotations and Uranus' staying power, they create a perfect balance of aggression and defense. By understanding their synergy and building the right items, this combo can turn every game into a strategic masterpiece. Whether it's split pushing, tanking damage, or executing perfectly timed assassinations, Ling and Uranus are a combination that can carry teams to victory. Remember to subscribe for more in-depth hero guides, strategies, and gameplay tips that will help you rank up fast and dominate in Mobile Legends. Stay tuned for more epic breakdowns. For Ling's item build in Mobile Legends, the key is to maximize his burst damage, mobility, and survivability, making him a deadly assassin in both early and late game stages. Number 1. Hunter Strike. The cooldown reduction is vital for Ling since his playstyle revolves around frequently using his skills. Lower cooldowns allow Ling to spam his abilities, particularly his second skill, giving him more mobility and opportunities to secure kills or escape tricky situations. Number 2. Demon Hunter Sword. This item is crucial for boosting Ling's attack speed and sustain, especially against tanky heroes. The lifesteal and percentage-based damage make Ling more dangerous in prolonged fights. Number 3. Endless Battle provides Ling with true damage, lifesteal, and cooldown reduction. The true damage procs after using skills, amplifying his burst when comboed with his passive. Number 4. Blade of Despair. This item delivers a massive increase in physical attack. It's perfect for securing kills quickly, especially when targeting low-health enemies. Number 5. Berserker's Fury. Critical damage is vital for Ling's playstyle, and this item increases both crit chance and damage, turning his basic attacks into lethal strikes. Number 6. Immortality. In the late game, having extra survivability is essential. Immortality allows Ling to dive into the backline aggressively and gives him a second chance in case he's focused down. These items provide Ling with enough damage, sustain, and survivability to excel as a high-mobility assassin, giving him the tools to pick off priority targets and dominate the battlefield. Before we dive into more exciting content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on epic tips, hero guides, and strategies to help you dominate the battlefield and win every match. Whether you're looking for the best item builds, gameplay breakdowns, or the latest meta strategies, we've got it all covered. Stay tuned as we continue to bring you in-depth insights, pro-level plays, and everything you need to rank up fast. Make sure to subscribe now and join our growing community of tanking.